If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram. If you just want to say what up, if you want to tell me you love my videos, you can tell me that you hate my videos, but the best way to do that is on Instagram. Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, JayDaYoungan gets his chain snatched in North Carolina, and Wack 100 says Nipsey Hussle's not a legend. Plus, apparently Method Man hasn't cursed on a song since 2010. Let's talk hip-hop.
Y'all make some noise for JayDaYoungan.
So that was a little clip from last night's show where JayDaYoungan was performing like in a club, in a venue, right? And the whole situation is that like right when he got off stage, it looks like somebody like grabbed him and you know, a scuffle started happening and I guess they got his chain, right? So it looks like he was coming off stage and it looks like maybe one of the security guards that works in the club was shining the flashlight on the steps so that JayDaYoungan could walk down the steps and see where he's going. And then somebody else, another dude who looked equally as big as that security guard who was just like trying to help JayDaYoungan walk down the stairs, looks like they grabbed JayDaYoungan off to the side. And when they grabbed him off to the side, he had his chain on still, but apparently I guess he must have lost it, right? So, you know, the whole situation is, of course, that no rapper's gonna admit like, yo, I got robbed, somebody robbed me and they took my chain, right? It looks like, it, you know, and there's different kinds of robbing for a chain, right? There's the kind of robbing for the chain where you walk up to the nigga and you go, hey man, give me your chain, right? And you gonna put the pistol to him and either they're gonna give it to you or not, right? And that's like straight up robbing somebody, right? When you grab somebody and scuffle with them and then try to yank their chain, it's more like stealing versus robbing, right? I mean, it looks like he got his chain stolen. It doesn't look like he got robbed, if you feel what I'm saying, right? But either way, you know, and we don't know. We weren't there. We don't know what happened. That could have been his security that was trying to move him out the way of something. A little scuffle happened. The chain maybe dropped on the floor or something, and then the person picked it up. They didn't even grab it off his neck or whatever. But either way, JayDaYoungan is one chain short.
Hey, what you say, gang?
I said, tell him come get his shit.
Fuck that nigga JayDaYoungan, nigga.
All right, so that was somebody that was in the club, or somebody's mans in them who was in the club, or whoever. But you know what happens, man. They get your chain, these goons get your chain, and then it goes on a greasy neck tour around the hood, right? And it's gonna be on everybody's live, and everybody's FaceTime, and everybody's Instagram, right? So right now, JayDaYoungan's chain is on tour, but I don't really look at him as no sucker, or, oh, you got your shit took in and all that stuff. I mean, it could happen to anyone, one, right? And then two, I don't think that JayDaYoungan really saw it coming. He didn't have a chance to fight back. It looks like his chain was stolen. It doesn't look like he got robbed, like I said, right? So, you know, it's kind of crazy, but they got his chain. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
On saying that Nipsey wasn't a legend.
He wasn't. What's a legend?
So that was Wack 100, right? And I really think that like Wack 100 just like wakes up in the morning and he looks for like the most like weird, odd, or small, like controversial thing that he could like talk about, right? Like he lives for that shit. Like if everybody's opinion is one thing, Wack 100, I think like goes out of his way, and I'm not saying it's a false opinion, I think that is true, but I think that he does go out of his way to have a different opinion than everybody else, right? I think that is cool because that shows that you don't just go with what everybody's saying, but also Wack 100 purposely tries to ruffle feathers, right? And so again, today, same thing, right? He tries to ruffle feathers, but it's not him trying because I think that this is really him, right? So the whole thing is that TMZ caught up with Wack 100, as you saw, and they basically asked him about like his comments of recent about Nipsey Hussle, right? And you know, basically Wack 100 was saying that Nipsey Hussle wasn't a legend, right? Or is not a legend, right? And then he broke that down basically to TMZ. So he basically told them, he's like, all right, let's be for real, right? When Nipsey Hussle died, he had 1 million followers on Instagram, right? And he was like, now he has 5.5 million followers on Instagram, right? So he got 5 times as many followers on Instagram within his death, right? Also, while Nipsey was alive, he didn't really have that many hits, even though he had quality music, he didn't have any hits. He also compared Nipsey Hussle to Dr. Dre, right? He said, if Dr. Dre dies right now, we will be like, yo, this legend died, and everybody would be right right to say that because of the numbers, because of longevity in the game, right? If somebody like a Snoop Dogg dies today, Snoop Dogg is a legend, hands down, right? Nipsey Hussle is a guy that we like, but wouldn't say that he's a legend, right? And even though Wack 100 is like going crazy and ruffling feathers and speaking on a dead man, you know, I kind of would have to, I agree with Wack 100, right? In this specific situation, right? I kind of see what he's talking about, right? Because we were sad when Nipsey Hussle died, right? It was horrible. They took this man when he was just trying to like help out the community and preach black ownership and help out his brothers and just be a great husband or baby daddy or whatever, boyfriend or whatever, right? But and we were all sad, and that is fine, right? But the whole thing is that we can't throw around the word legend so loosely to where that word doesn't hold any weight anymore. You know what I mean? And even though Nipsey Hussle's dead, right? But he's still alive, if you see what I'm saying, right? So maybe like 10 years from now, ask Wack 100 10 years from now if Nipsey is a legend, right? Ask me 10 years from now if Nipsey is a legend, and it'll probably be different, right? But for right now, he's not a legend. He's on his way to being a legend, but he's not a legend yet, right? His music still lives. He has old music that we never even heard before that's still coming out. He has projects still coming out. He had a collaboration with Puma, a sneaker with Puma that's still coming out, right? Marathon Clothing has made the most money in 2019 than it's ever made in Nipsey's life, right? Nipsey Hussle sold more records in 2019 than he's ever made in his life, right? Michael Jackson dies, Michael Jackson's a legend, right? If Aretha Franklin dies, she's a legend, right? If 50 Cent dies tomorrow, he's a legend, right? But Nipsey Hussle, even though a lot of people loved him, wasn't necessarily a legend at that time, right? And I see what Wack 100 is saying. I just mean like the longevity wasn't there, the numbers weren't there. We love Nipsey Hussle. The marathon does in fact continue, but all of us pushing that narrative forward will, of course, make him a legend within about 10 years, right? And the whole situation is just crazy, but I think that Wack 100's delivery about the whole thing, about Nipsey Hussle and everything like that, because he talks shit about Tupac, right? He talks shit about whatever, everybody, right? So I see you, Wack 100, but in this case, I would have to agree, yo. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
And he admired, got that whip working, like I'm sacrificing a virgin, that's a burden, but...
Alright, so I seen an old interview from like 2015, right? Like 4 years ago, and Method Man was talking about how he decided that he didn't want to curse in any music back in 2010, right? It's 2019 now. So you mean to tell me that Method Man hasn't cursed in a song in the last damn near 10 years and nobody has noticed, right? But I guess that's the thing. So then I went back, right? I had to go back and listen to like old meth music, not old meth music, like, you know, yeah, oh, I didn't go that far back like Mary J. Blige Wu-Tang days, but I went far back to 2010, 2011 and forward to listen to that music, right? And sure enough, Method Man was not cursing in any of the songs. He said piss, right? He was talking about meth a lot, like the drug meth, right? Because he has this album called The Meth Lab, and he was like, yo, welcome to the meth lab, you know, talking about fiends and everybody, how they fiending for his music. So he's definitely spitting hard lyrics, but he ain't cursing, right? He's not saying like the 4-letter words and none of that, right? And it's just crazy to me like how he could even do that. So in the old interview, he was basically explaining that he was writing for somebody and that person didn't want any curse words in their rhymes, right? So that he said, wow, this is a huge challenge, and he just basically challenged his pen to write that for them, and he was able to do that. So ever since he did that for them, he challenged himself to say, can I come up with some dope, you know, fly ass, gangsta ass music and not curse, and for it to be so good that nobody even really notices that I didn't curse, right? And sure enough, he has done it 9 years straight, and nobody has known until today when I'm just letting y'all know, which I think is crazy and dope, right? I used to have an artist like way back in the day, Mexican cat named La Primera, and he would never curse in his rhymes either. He was the most gangster nigga in our crew, right? He used to walk around with pistols and everything, right? And it wasn't like on no teeny bopper. He wasn't like, hey, you know, kind of rap. It was gangster rap, but he just didn't say fuck. You know what I'm saying? Which is pretty remarkable and super dope, right? But anyway, let me know what y'all think about this and everything else in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Follow me at Johnny Fastlane on Instagram, and y'all already know what to do. Peace.